It's all sandstone.
And Dad,
What?
did you remember that you gave me? I'm gonna wear it for the rest of my life.
Okay.
Thanks, Dad. No one believed me when.
The story of Bandelier begins long before the name was given, deep in the canyons and mesas of northern New Mexico's Pajarito Plateau, where volcanic tough, soft, ash-hardened rock formed sheer walls and sheltered alcoves. More than 10,000 years ago, nomadic hunters and gatherers passed through this land, following game across the high country. They left only faint traces, a Clovis point here, a scattered tool there. But around 1150 CE, a new chapter unfolded. Families of Ancestral Pueblo people, ancestors of today's Pueblo communities, migrated into the canyons from the Four Corners region and nearby Rio Grande Valley. Droughts and shifting opportunities had pushed them eastward, seeking fertile ground. In Frijoles Canyon, the heart of what would become Bandelier, they found a place of promise. The canyon floor offered a reliable stream, while the mesa tops above provided open fields for farming. They grew the Three Sisters, corn, beans, and squash, tended with care in small plots irrigated by simple ditches. Turkeys strutted in pens for feathers and meat. Dogs ran alongside hunters pursuing deer, rabbits, and squirrels. The people supplemented their diet with wild plants gathered from the pinon juniper woodlands. They built homes unlike any seen before in the region. Using stone tools, they carved into the soft, tough cliffs, creating rows of rooms and deep alcoves. Some dwellings rose as multi-story pueblos on the canyon floor, like the great circular village of Taiwanyi, with hundreds of rooms encircling a central plaza. Others perched high in the cliffs, reached by ladders of wood or hand and toe holds pecked into the rock. Kivas, circular, subterranean ceremonial chambers, lay at the center of community life, where stories were told, ceremonies performed, and the world above and below connected. By the Coalition period, 1150 to 1325 CE, and into the Classic period, 1325 to 1600 CE, the population swelled. Villages grew larger, pottery became more refined with glazeware designs, and trade networks stretched to distant pueblos. Life was rhythmic, planting in spring, harvesting in fall, gathering in winter, and always the prayers for rain in a land where water could vanish under prolonged drought. Yet the land had limits. After 4 centuries of intensive farming, the soil tired, wood grew scarce, and a severe drought in the mid-1500s tipped the balance. Around 1550 CE, the people made the deliberate choice to move. Carrying oral traditions, sacred knowledge, and seeds of continuity, they descended to the Rio Grande Valley. Cochiti Pueblo remembers strong ties to Frijoles Canyon. San Ildefonso connects deeply to places like Zoncawi. The canyons fell quiet, the cliff homes empty but enduring. Centuries passed. Spanish explorers and settlers came to New Mexico, but the remote Pajarito Plateau remained largely untouched by outsiders. Then, in the 1880s, a Swiss-born scholar named Adolphe Francis Alphonse Bandelier arrived. Sponsored by the Archaeological Institute of America, he explored the ruins, lived among living Pueblo people to learn their ways, and documented what he saw in detailed reports, and his novel The Delight Makers, 1890. He walked the canyons, sketched the caveats, and argued passionately for their preservation. His work inspired others. Archaeologist Edgar Lee Hewitt excavated in Frijoles Canyon in the early 1900s, uncovering more of the story while witnessing vandalism and looting that threatened the sites. Alarmed, Hewitt and supporters pushed for protection. After years of advocacy, on February 11, 1916, President Woodrow Wilson signed a proclamation establishing Bandelier National Monument, named in honor of the pioneering scholar who had died 2 years earlier. The monument grew over time, eventually encompassing over 33,000 acres of canyons, mesas, and wilderness. In the 1930s, the Civilian Conservation Corps built trails, a visitor center, and structures that still welcome people today, blending preservation with access. Now, visitors walk the same paths once trod by farmers and builders. They climb ladders into Alcove House, stand in the shadow of Taiwanese stone walls, and feel the quiet presence of those who came before. The Ancestral Pueblo people did not vanish, they carried their heritage forward to the living Pueblos along the Rio Grande. Bandelier stands as a testament to their ingenuity, resilience, and enduring connection to this dramatic landscape of toughened sky.